by Don Wood, starring Don Wood. Written by Don Wood, directed by Turco. And last but not least, we have Naomi in the living room. Directed by Don Wood, written by Christopher Duray. Starring Francis DiMenno, Jim McKinney, Turco. Thank you.
Thought I heard the bus coming.
Oh no, it'll be another few minutes. You going into town?
Yes.
To the mall?
Yes. I'm going to the jeweler's. I have a ring to return.
Really?
Yeah. It's an engagement ring. See?
Wow. That's very expensive looking.
Yeah. The man who gave it to me is extremely wealthy.
He proposed to you?
Mm-hmm. I turned him down, but he insisted that I keep the ring.
You know, you shouldn't go around handing expensive jewelry to strange guys on the street.
That's okay. I have my mace.
Gosh, I'd hate to get sprayed with that.
Then you should probably hand me back my ring.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Sorry. That's good stuff to have, isn't it?
What?
The mace.
Oh, yeah. I'd never go anywhere without it.
Where'd you get it?
My ex-boyfriend gave it to me. The one who proposed.
Ex-boyfriend, all right.
You know, after he asked me to marry him, I really decided that I didn't love him anymore. He got down on one knee and he said, "Darling, I just love you more than anything, and I want to give you the world, but in the meantime, I hope you'll take this ring and promise me that you'll be my wife."
Wow, that's romantic. What'd you say?
Nothing. I maced him right in the eyes.
You what? Why?
I was testing him.
For what? Well, what did he do?
Rolled around on the floor and cried like a baby, mostly.
And?
Well, that's when I decided that I just didn't love him anymore.
Oh.
Have you ever been maced?
No. Have you?
No. What do you think it feels like?
Pretty unpleasant, I imagine.
Look, don't be such a sissy.
Sorry. So, what made you realize that you didn't love him anymore?
Who?
Your ex-boyfriend, the one who proposed to you. I mean,
Oh,
had you been feeling out of love for a
No,
while?
I just stopped loving him the minute he hit the floor. He was rolling around and he was going, I'm sorry, keep the ring. It was so pathetic.
Yeah, but you maced him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't understand how you could just fall in love with someone in the space of a minute like that. I mean...
No, it was more like a second. It was more like at 9:58, in 5 seconds, he was the love of my life. 9:58 in 6 seconds, I wish he was dead. I still do.
Wow. I couldn't feel like that. I mean, just falling out of love with someone in the space of a minute.
Look, do you believe in love at first sight?
Jesus.
It's the same thing.
I never thought of it that way, and yeah, I do believe in love at first sight. In fact, when I saw you sitting here just last week,
I love you.
What?
Come on, you heard me. I said I love you. And I think that you were going to say that you love me.
Well, yeah, I do love you. Oh! 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 It burns.
Of course it burns. That's what mace is for.
God, my eyes.
Why don't you try and go wash them out in that drinking fountain over there?
Will it help?
I don't know, maybe.
What did you do that for?
Look, you were about to say that you loved me. Besides, I thought you wanted to know what it felt like.
Jesus, you're nuts. What?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Who? Your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, right after I maced him. You took it much better, though. I mean, at least you didn't start crying.
You still love me?
Of course I do. A woman doesn't stop loving someone over a little onion juice.
It's not onion juice, it's mace, and it did make you stop loving that last guy.
That was because he didn't take it as well as you did. Look, why don't you try opening your eyes?
All right. I think I need some more water first.
Well, just try it, just for a second. It'll be all right. Come here. Come here.
All right. Stop!
Oh, come on! Have a little more. Come on, you just have a little more. Come on, you're fidgeting. You're always fidgeting. Just a little.
Stop! I said
Come on.
stop it. I said stop it. Christ, what's your problem?
Sorry, I wasn't really going to spray you. I was just trying to have a little fun.
Some fun. Yeah, some fun. Some fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, some fun. Some fun. Fun.
Hey.
Fun.
What's your name, lover?
Timothy.
Timothy.
Yeah.
I hate that name. His name was Sheldon. I guess Timothy's better than Sheldon.
Well, I think so. I mean, you're not going to spray me again on account of a name, are you?
Of course not.
I don't trust you.
Timothy, one of the most important parts of loving someone is trusting them. Come on, here. Here, you can hold the mace.
Thanks.
Do you feel better now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
My name is Madeline.
Madeline and Timothy. Flying for a bus ride.
That's clever. I like that. Timothy, will you marry me?
What?
Come on, you heard me. I'm asking you to marry me. I mean, if you want me to get down on one knee and promise you the world, I will. But I'd really prefer it if you just gave me an answer.
What if I say yes?
We get married?
And if it's no?
We don't.
Really?
Yeah. Come on, I'm asking you to marry me.
You're serious?
Yeah.
All right. Start from the beginning and do it right.
Timothy, I love you more than anything. And I want to give you the world. Will you please marry me?
Hey, come here.
I know. But look at me.
I'm preparing for a class, dear.
I know. But look at me. Come on. Just, take a gander.
Well, well.
Yes.
Surprise, surprise.
Yes.
Merry Christmas.
Exactly.
And, why have I never noticed before?
Because I usually wear loose-fitting clothes.
That's true.
Clothes without waists. Merry makos. Sack dresses. Granny gowns.
That's true.
Large, shapeless flannel nightgowns.
True enough.
So only tonight does it seem to show.
I see. I've got a class in an hour, dear.
Oh, I know, darling, and, well, I've got to go out to a meeting on open housing.
So?
Well, so I just wanted to let you know, so you could plan.
Yes, I will. I'll plan accordingly.
Oh, there's one other thing, though.
What's that, dear?
One small problem. I don't know whether you've thought about this or not.
State the problem, and I'll tell you whether or not I've thought about it.
Well, it's a little tricky.
Well, we're married, after all.
Yes. That's why it's a little tricky.
Perhaps that's also why you should feel free to speak out.
All right. You see, darling, I'm not absolutely sure that this is yours.
Ah. So that's the problem.
Yes, that's the problem.
Think I'll trust you on this one, dear?
Oh, that's sweet of you, darling. But do I trust myself?
Well, I think you should. So there we are.
But,
But what?
oh, now how do I put this?
You speak frankly now.
All right, well, the thing is that, well, you and I haven't really made love very much recently.
Is that true?
Yes, I think it is. Not very much, anyway. Not recently.
Define recent.
Well, 5 years, more or less. Give or take a month or two.
My gosh, has it been that
Oh,
long?
yes.
Well, well. And so?
And so?
And so you mind, obviously.
Mine?
Mind that we haven't much recently.
No. Mind? Why should I mind? God.
Well then.
I'm just thinking of this. That's all.
Oh, of course! I see the connection. Forgive me, I was thinking about my class.
Oh, heavens, no, darling.
I'm with you. I'm on your wavelength now.
Oh, good.
What you're really saying is, what you're trying to tell me, now stop me if I'm wrong, is that you think someone else might have impregnated you.
More or less, yes.
Ah,
That's
see,
possible
I
after
knew it.
all. On those evenings that you go off to work.
Yes, when you go to your meeting.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's,
Ah. You know, darling, when I think of it, I wish I had made love to you more.
oh, no.
Now I'm kicking myself now.
No, don't, please.
Why didn't I? Darn it! Darn it all!
Oh, darling, you had your
Well,
work.
that's true.
You had your intellectual life.
That's true.
You had your book together.
Well, that's all very true, but that doesn't really answer the question. The question is, why haven't I made love to you in the past 5 years? That's the question.
Well, you used to laugh too much, maybe.
Did I?
Oh, yes. Whenever we'd start to make love in the old days, you'd start to chuckle.
Yes, I did. Oh, I remember
Oh,
now.
yes, you
No,
chuckled.
yes, because the whole thing struck me as being slightly absurd. Oh, I must learn to control myself. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be, darling. I was just as bad.
Oh, did you chuckle?
No, actually, I'd cry.
I don't remember you crying.
Well, I'd whimper.
Yes, you whimper! I remember! Oh, yes.
Well, it just struck me so sad, making love while all those horrible things are going on in the world.
Yes, so you'd whimper!
Vietnam, urban blight, all that. I just felt so guilty.
I felt so absurd.
Yes, you chuckling, me
Yes.
whimpering.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and so it wasn't very conducive.
Right! So we gave it up.
Yes.
That answers that.
But now, darling, there's this.
Keep it.
What?
Keep it, bear it, bring it home.
Oh, darling.
Give it my name, consider me its father.
Oh, sweetheart.
I've let you down, now I'll make it up.
But I'm hardly to blame.
But I'm the man.
Yes, you certainly are. Certainly are the man.
I've got my class in an hour.
Yes, honey, and I've got to go to my meeting.
You're not satisfied.
Huh? Oh, no, I am. I'm satisfied.
Darling, we've been married 10 years. You are not satisfied.
You've got a class.
None of my wit comes first.
I'm embarrassed even to bring it up.
Come on, out with it. Hell, Daddy.
All right. What if this turns out to be black?
Black.
Black. Or at least mulatto, depending on how the chromosomes line up. You see the problem? I mean, can you still act as its father?
Well, that certainly puts a different complexion on things.
Funny.
That's a horse of a different color.
You're awful. Stop. Try and act serious, please.
Black, eh?
I should have told you.
No, I should have assumed it.
It just slipped my mind.
I'm glad it did. That says something for Americans.
Oh, yes, it does. But you know, it's still a problem.
Yes, it is. You'll just have to let me think it out.
Oh, but you have your class, don't you?
No, I'll just be less prepared than I like to be. Which may be good. Which may be very good. Which may make things more lively and spontaneous. We could still adopt.
How?
We could tell the world you had a blue baby which died, and then we could bring home the black one which we say we adopted.
You know, that sounds awfully complicated to me.
I know it.
Awfully baroque.
I know it.
Besides, the real father might object. He may take pride in it himself.
Need he know?
Oh, yes, because he'll see it after all.
You mean he'll continue to come around?
Oh, sure, after I'm out of the hospital and capable of sexual intercourse again.
I see.
So, that pretty well puts a damper on the adopting idea.
Yes, it does.
But you have your plans.
So let me think this out. Darling, come here and sit down.
Well, I can't sit there, darling. Your feet.
I'll remove my feet. Now sit down.
All right, I'll sit.
Now face forward, because I'm going to tell you something which is going to be hard for you to hear and harder for me to tell. I'm only doing it. I'm only telling you because it seems to be the only way to solve this problem.
Yes, this problem.
Now, try not to interrupt. Save the remarks and comments for the end unless you're unclear about anything, all right?
I'll try.
All right. Now, to begin with, I've been lying to you this evening.
Lying.
Lying. Shh. The class I've told you meets at night actually meets Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m. I do not believe in evening classes.
I see.
Now, you're probably asking yourself where I go on these evenings when I say I have classes. Well, I'll tell you. I don't really leave this house. Oh, I leave by the front door, all right? But I immediately circle around back and into the cellar by means of the bulkhead.
I see.
Yes. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what do I do in the cellar? What do I do in the cellar? Here's what I do in the cellar. I make my way to a small space behind the furnace where I've hidden certain things. What have I hidden in the cellar? I'll tell you. Some black theatrical makeup, a complete change of clothes, a woolly wig, and a small mirror. That's what I have hidden in the basement.
I see.
Yes, you see. Oh, you're beginning to. I set the mirror up on an adjacent water pipe. I strip myself to the buff. I daub myself from head to toe in that dusky makeup. I glue on that woolly wig and reappear to you. So you see, my darling, I am your Negro visitor. I have been all along.
You.
Me.
But
Oh, I know it sounds implausible, but remember how you always lower the lights. Remember, too, that I played Othello in high school. Somehow I was able to pass. So you see, my darling, I've deceived you these past 5 years, deceived my own wife. disguising myself as a Negro and capitalizing on the sympathies you naturally feel for that unhappy race.
But why?
Because I wanted to make love to you, darling, and somehow this seemed to be the only way to do it. You'll have to admit it worked.
Oh, yes.
So, out of all this depravity, at least a child will be born, and I am its father after all.
I'm, somewhat stunned by all this.
I know you are, darling. Try to assimilate it while I'm gone.
Gone?
Gone! Going to the cellar now.
To put on your costume.
No! Burn it!
Burn it?
Because you know the mask is off. Any attempt to wear it further would render our love life as absurd as it was before I found this way around it. And when I come back, I want you gone.
Gone.
Let's go. Because this urge to love you is still in me, and I don't know what oblique form it will take next. Take the child and go.
Never!
Please, listen. You don't know what I have in the cellar. I've got Sinead down there, and a complete facade. I'll reread them both, looking for increasingly complicated arabesques of sexual perversion. I may reappear with a whip, or wearing riding boots, or dressed as a woman. Go run to the suburbs! Give my child a normal home!
Normal? Normal? What is normal?
You're normal, my love.
Me? Oh my God, how little you do know. Sit down. I have a tale to tell.
Nothing.
Sit down.
Nothing.
I've known all along that you were my dark lover.
You've known?
From the beginning.
But how?
5 years ago, when you had come to me and said that you had scheduled some evening classes, I became suspicious. And so when you left for that first class, darling, I followed you.
Followed me?
Followed you. Followed my own husband. Followed you down to that techie little theater supply shop where you bought your disguise. Followed you back here. Followed you into the cellar. Hid behind the hot water heater. And watched you change into your poor, pathetic imitation of a Negro.
You spied on me.
Yes, my darling, I spied on you. Furtively, suspiciously, like some aging matron. But when I saw what you were doing, when I understood that you were doing it for me, well, my heart went out to you. With a great rush of longing, I dashed back upstairs, eager to receive you, but terrified that you would see that I'd recognized you. So frantically, I dimmed the lights, only to show that I didn't recognize you.
I thought it was because you were romantic.
I know you did, darling. And I let you think that, but no, it was only so that I wouldn't give myself away.
You were acting?
Yes, the whole time. Wasn't I good? Pretending that you were someone new and strange. I who am no actress, improvising like a professional during that whole scene.
It's hard to believe. You seem so excited.
Oh, I was, darling. I was terribly excited. I'll admit it. The strange, sly courtship, the banter, the give and take with all of those peculiar racial overtones. I threw myself into it with a vengeance. But then, when you carried me into the bedroom, all of it changed.
What do you mean? I was a tiger.
Oh, you were my darling. You were a tiger. But I wasn't.
You said you loved me.
I know, darling. I was only pretending. I really hated you.
Hated me?
Hated myself. Oh, it was awful. I felt so guilty. All of my old sexual agonies were magnified by a gallery of mirrors. I wanted to at least whimper as I did normally with you when you were white, but now you were black. I had to stifle my own sighs. Worse, I had to pretend. I had to play, to fake the most authentic experience a woman can have. And the whole time, I felt like a thing, an object, a creature without a soul. A poor, pathetic concubine in the arms of an Ethiopian potentate. And when you left, darling, finally left, I just lie on my bed, arms folded across my body like a stone carving on my own tomb. It took every ounce of energy that I could muster to rise and greet you at the door when you returned from your supposed class.
So, for the past 5 years, you have been through hell.
Oh, no. No, after that first ghastly evening, I suffered nothing.
You mean you grew accustomed?
No, darling, I mean I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
No, you see, I left the house right after you went into the cellar.
But then who was here with me?
I got a substitute.
See.
Oh, no, darling, please try and understand. I just could not endure another evening like that. The shack, the pretense, it revolted me. And yet I knew how much it meant to you. So the whole next day, I racked my brain trying to figure out something that would satisfy us both. So, you know, I took a long walk. I wandered all over town. Right before I was about to do home, I saw this woman. She looked a little like me. Oh, same height, same hair, roughly the same age. I thought it was at least a chance. So before I really knew what I was doing, I went up to this woman and I asked her if she would like to sleep with a Negro. Naturally, she said she would. And so for the past 5 years, while you were in the cellar changing your clothes, this good woman has come here, and in the dim light, well, she's pretended to be me.
I see.
You hate me very much.
No, I don't hate you. I must admit I'm somewhat surprised.
I know, I suspected you would be.
But then, who is the father of that?
Oh, this?
Yes, whose is that?
Oh, now, try and bear with me, darling. You see, on these evenings, when you would go into the cellar, I would go off with a real Negro. There it is, in a nutshell. His Cadillac would pull up in front, he'd flash his lights, and I would sneak off into the ghetto with him. There, on a mattress infested with lice, nibbled at by rats, we would make love. Love which for the first time in my life I could give myself up to, since I felt with him I was expiating not only my own guilt, darling, but the guilt of all America.
So he is the father of that?
No.
No.
No, somehow even that relationship wasn't enough. Somehow in the ghetto, with all of that soul music pulsing around me, all that anger, all that frustration, somehow I still felt as if I were not doing my part. And so I betrayed my lover with his friend, and his friend with another, and so on and so forth, with Mexican Americans, with Puerto Ricans, with Indians on relief. Oh, my darling, for the past 5 years, I've been offering myself as an ecstatic white sacrifice to anyone with an income of less than $5,000.
So the father is?
Social injustice on a large and general scale. And now you'll leave me, won't you?
Leave you? Now? My darling, what would you say if I told you that everything you said excites me?
Excites?
Gives me strange, wild frissions of desire, which will get to experiences of lit up, lurid light in my own loins.
Not really.
What would you say if I told you that I suddenly want to exercise a, how shall I put it, a drop de seigneur on you? And I want to steal you from the peasants and carry you into my bedroom and ravage you with the reading lights going full blaze. What would you say if I said that?
I'd say, do it. And let me add this. Let me add that a woman, too, is capable of weird desires. This is hard to say, but looking at you right now, slouched in that chair, surrounded by your books and papers, I suddenly have the urge to experience the stale comforts of bourgeois married love. They say that Americans in Paris, surfeited by the rich food, yearn for the simple hamburger. So it is for me, to you, tonight. Ah, but there's still this problem.
That's no problem.
No problem.
It's merely the premise to the problem. Now that we solved the problem, we no longer need the premise.
I failed to follow.
It's just the starting mechanism. Now that the engine's running, we no longer need the starter. It's not really a baby you have in there.
Not really a baby.
No, that's a balloon.
A balloon?
A balloon or a bladder or an old beach ball.
No, it's a baby. I'm practically positive.
Oh, look, I'll show you. Shit. You see? The problem was simply academic.
Aren't we awful?
You started it.
I know, it was my turn. You started the last one.
Well, it's fun.
Shouldn't we see a psychiatrist?
Why? We're happy.
Oh, we're so depraved. Back Tarzan! Tarzan, no! White men do not take women by force, Tarzan! Tarzan, white men force their women!
It's 4:18 in the morning and there's no lights on because people are sleeping. And there's light. It's not the clean white kind, just kind of weird, you know? I mean, from a street light at the other end of the building and a glow from the oven and a crisp kind of blue from the burners because it's cold in here. And there's red. The end of a cigarette, but it's not the kind of light you can count on, you know? I'm thinking about guns and knives, like people do. I mean, most people who are up right now, you know, the ones who aren't getting ready to go to work or feeding babies or something like that, maybe most of those people are thinking about guns and knives. Wouldn't surprise me. And I'm thinking about you, which probably no one else is right now. Well, there is one guy, but let's not talk about him right now. See, I woke up about 20 minutes ago, and the clock said 12:28. Thought maybe I didn't set it back for daylight savings time. Maybe it was really 11:28. Maybe it was early enough for me to call and have your roommates tell me you weren't there, which I knew, because I knew where you were, which I guess wouldn't be very productive, but you know how people are. It just seemed weird for it to be 12:28. I mean, I'd only been asleep for a couple hours. And I went to bed. Sure, I was drunk enough for hours of sleep, but it's not a 2-hour drunk. And I started to get nervous because I knew that I wasn't supposed to be awake at 12:28. And I knew that most people who wake up in the middle of the night when they're not supposed to are about to be abducted by aliens. You know how it is when it's dark, but you've been staring into it for so long, you can kind of see, and you're looking at the door, and you just wouldn't be surprised to see a short little alien head pop out of it. And they wouldn't say anything, and neither would you. They got some sort of strange mind block device on you to facilitate their experiments. That put me on edge for a while. Then I started thinking about you again, and about guns and knives again, and I entertained the idea of suicide, but not really, because I just moved in here, and the only thing I have to do it with is a Swiss Army knife, and I'd be too curious to see if I could perform life-saving surgery with the other tools in the knife.
Big room!
ourselves. We go to the attic, practice our tics, our facial tics, and you get in the carport to port the car. Oh, please do not ask me any more questions. I'm afraid I may not have the strength to find the answer. Oh, no, please, don't let my manner offend you. Please, have a seat. I'm one of the sitting devices. We use the sitting devices for sitting in the living room. Oh, sit there, you shit. Okay, great. I didn't ask you to leave. I didn't ask you here. No, please. Have a seat, please. I need a big place to sit because I'm a big personality. So, do I just have to go on and on by myself, or are you two ever going to talk, or what?
This is a very comfortable chair. I love sitting in it.
Yes, thank you.
Go on.
Well, this morning I washed my hair, and then I dried it, and then John and I had coffee in the living room, didn't we, John?
Yes, John, we did.
And I love sitting in this chair.
I want to sit. Get out. Get out. Oh, yes. Chair in the living room. Chair in the living room. We'll go sit on the couch, you fucking morons. Leonard, Rupert, you wouldn't want me to soak up everything our son's saying all by myself now, would you? Come in and have this conversation with us. You probably don't know that John is Rupert, my son.
Oh, yes, I do. I've met you before, you know.
Oh, shut up! Leonard, Rupert, he never answers. That's why I sometimes wonder that he might be dead. We don't have a dead room. Ah! Goodness, my moods are switching quickly. So tell me, did you have any children, or?
Well, we had 5 children, but they were all killed in a car accident recently. The babysitter was taking them for a ride, and she was drunk. We were very upset.
Do you like sitting on the chair?
Mother! John was telling you something very sad.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's she, John? Johnny, go ahead. Tell it to me again.
Oh, we had 5
Wait a minute. Something is bothering me. This belongs in the kitchen, not in the living room. The living room is for living. It's not meant for sincerely designed, but ludicrously corny artifacts. Kitsch. So, do you like Hummel figurines?
Why, yes. Especially since the children have died, we quite enjoy collecting Hummel figurines. Especially little boy shepherd and little girl shepherdess.
How very interesting. Let me just warn you in advance in case your boring talk puts me to sleep. I wouldn't want to alarm you. Ah! So bored I could scream. Did you ever hear that one?
Excuse me, I'd like to change my clothes. Do you have clothes changing?
No, we don't have a clothes changing room. You certainly are idiot children. In my day, we killed them.
I'll be right back. Hey, it's just a color scheme. It's hurting my eyes.
Must you go?
I'll be right back.
Well, bring it back.
What? Oh, I don't know what I mean. Oh, he's always talking about his color scheme. Well, that's my cross to bear, I guess. Well, that and the death of our children.
So, who the fuck are you anyway?
I'm Jonna. I'm married to your son. All our children recently were
Oh,
killed.
shut up about your children. I've heard enough about your children. There's some people can't get over their own little personal problems. You know, a lot of people have it worse, girl. Like somebody shit.
I think I want to go now.
What are you? You can't take more criticism. Come on, sit down, have a seat. Have a seat. There you go. This is Conversation Pit. And we are going to converse on 5 subjects. Starting now. Go!
I was recently reading about Dick. Not Dick, but she said that there should be
are true Christians anymore. I mean, I know I'm not. I'm a psychotic. Get up off the couch. I want to sit there. Couch, you are my manifest destiny. Couch in the living room. Couch pillows. Couch Leonard. Have an orgasm. You don't want to miss it, do you? Couch. Forget it. It's not happening. So tell me, can you switch moods as quickly as I can?
Oh, no.
Go ahead and try. I'm so happy! I'm so happy!
Do you have any chocolates for me?
Oh, I'm so sad! I'm so sad! I'm just dead!
That was a good one.
Very phony. I didn't believe you for a minute. Rupert, Leonard, Schubert. Tell me, do you think Schubert's dead?
The composer?
I don't know. Schubert, Leonard, are you a composer? I don't know. You know, he never answers, and that's why I sometimes wonder that he might be dead. We don't have a dead room, even though we could add one on, and that would probably encourage the economy, prove the Republicans right. No, I don't believe in politics, do you?
Politics.
Politics! Politics! What are you, dead? What are you, stupid? What are you sitting in a chair? What are
Hello again.
you took off your mustache.
I just feel so much better this way.
John and I are in couples therapy because of this. Dr. Cucaracha says that his cross-dressing is an intense kind of codependence.
Well, if this Dr. Cucaracha, if he's cross-dressing, I wouldn't go see him. I mean, that's what John here is doing. Too many men in women's clothing. Nothing is getting done.
Why do you humiliate me so like this?
Because I want to be just like you. Say something so I can copy you.
Oh, John.
Oh, John.
That doesn't give me much. Say something else.
Maybe it's in your genes.
Maybe it's in your genes.
Leonard, Herbert, you should really see this when your son is standing out here prancing around in women's clothing. This is a really good one. This is a disgusting sight that makes me want to vomit.
Maybe we should go.
Maybe we should go. Why do you dress like her? Why don't you dress like me?
Because I want to be noticed. I want to be considered insane.
Okay, John, stay quiet and pose if you must, but no more talking. Insane, referring to someone in this room as insane. Sally, Gretchen, Marcia, Felicity, I am calling my army in here. We're gonna dead bodies. Go! I guess we should go! Please stop that! Insane, I'll give you insane. What's the capital of Madagascar? You don't know, do you now? Who's insane? What's the square root of 347? You don't know, do you? Well, if you want to dress like her and not like me, I don't want you here. I'm gonna have Christmas by myself. I'm gonna burn the Yule log by myself. I'm gonna pop for apples by myself. I'll make a pie by myself. Yeah, you're both a crock